I'm not usually one to hate on the country. And Turkish people, there's a lot of things I like about your country. But let's be honest, you guys suck when it comes to something. Number one, your drivers. Your drivers are terrible. Worst drivers on the planet. It's shocking. Doesn't matter if I'm in Istanbul. Doesn't matter if I'm, far west on the countryside, in the middle of nowhere. You guys drive like dog shit. It's like you guys are trying to get in an accident, right? You guys just are reckless drivers by nature. I can be in the middle of the highway. We going 100 kilometers an hour and you guys will just pull out in front of me. And then when you almost kill yourself because, you put yourselves in danger, you give me the wave like, ooh. You know what? That shit wouldn't stand in America. There's no way, right? The way that you drive on a daily basis would cause violence in America. Just the amount of disrespect, right? It's a real every man for himself. And I understand. And that leads into number two. Your government is crazy with taxes. I'd be an asshole if I was driving too. If I had to pay 200% tax on a vehicle, right? Get like a brand new Toyota Corolla here is like 80,000 euros. I'm talking to my fiance, we're talking about getting her mom a car, like a Volvo. Nothing crazy. I'm like, how much is that can be? She's like, oh, like 110,000 euros. I'm like, why? Because the tax is so high. She's like, yeah, you buy the car and then you have to buy a car for the government. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. I mean, how can you get anything done in your country, right? How can you progress? How can you go buy a home, which is overpriced, so overpriced? I even think it's expensive, right? But home prices here are comparable to what they are in America. And people here make like $1,000 a month. It's insane, right? You can't do anything. If your family here doesn't own property, if your family isn't like connected, if your family if they don't have a means already, right? If they're not established, you're really kind of screwed. You have no other choice but to get out of Turkey. And that's why when you go to Greece, you see so many Turkish people. That's why when you go to Germany, you see so many Turkish people. That's why when you go to England, you see so many Turkish people, because they don't have a choice. There's no way in this country to actually progress. There's no way in this country to actually, establish yourself enough that you can have a big, nice life and build a big family. It'd be so easy to bury yourself in debt in this country that even as an American, we are a debt country, right? It's hard for me to even comprehend. I'm not surprised I see Turkish people constantly leaving Turkey, because what are you going to do? Unless your family has a house to give you, unless your family has a car to give you, how are you going to build life? How are you going to get around, right? If all your money is going to go into paying for a car, if all your money is going to go into paying rent, I mean, how can you really build up? So the government here, I'm going to be spending a lot of time in Turkey, so I don't want to say too much, but it's a bit ridiculous. The third thing is going to be your dogs. Street dogs, absolutely everywhere. And they're not little dogs, right? These are like 120-pound dogs, 130-pound dogs, and they're in packs. You see them on the news, they like kill people. And I love dogs. Dogs are fantastic. But having packs of dogs, we were in the countryside, right? In the middle of nowhere. Like we're in a subdevelopment, maybe like a few hundred homes. Just packs of giant Caucasian shepherds. And when the sun starts to go down, they'd be wilding out, right? As you have to be a bit worried, there's not much food out there and they look a bit hungry. At the same time, you see houses for cats, right? Just everywhere. They love the cats. They feed the cats. People stop and pet the cats. But you see dogs just dirty, right? They have nothing. And even the people who have dogs here, usually just keep them in like cages, And every culture is different when it comes to their pets. But at the same time, right? At the same time, as someone who comes from a true pet culture, America is a pet culture. We treat our animals like they are a part of the family. And I love that, right? When I see a dog spend its life in a cage in America, that dog would be confiscated. Here, right? For a dog to be kept, for a big dog that needs exercise, to spend his life in a kennel, normal thing here. Absolutely normal thing. They say, well, it's better than him being on the street. Maybe. I wouldn't want to live in a cage. I'd rather live on the street. Also, Instagram restaurants, right? Your doner, your kebab, your kokoreç. I mean, you have YouTube reels of that stuff and it's looking fantastic. It's looking juicy. It's looking like it's absolutely full of meat. I pull up, right? I order some doner, right? I order a kokoreç. Just a little bit of meat, right? You guys are liars. You're liars, right? The one time I go to a place that actually gives me the amount of meat on a sandwich that I see on every one of those videos, I am going to buy so much of their food. I am going to get on top of a mountain and say, everyone come here, because it just doesn't happen. It's because meat's expensive, I understand, but you liars. But, Each culture is, you know, different in their own way. They'll have their own charms. Turkey definitely has its own charms, but like that's just a small list of the things that I hate about your country. But yeah, watch my other videos. It's not all hate. Certainly love a lot of things about your country. I wouldn't be marrying a woman from it.